Okay.
Chill, it's casual.
Okay.
Okay, how long have you been playing guitar?
Oh, I've been playing guitar since 1993. So that would put us at 37 years.
How old were you when you started playing guitar?
I was, you can back right into my age on that one.
It's like, just say it, because it's like, oh, I started when I was in 20 or something.
Yeah, I think I was 27, 26, maybe 26.
You said 1993. Okay. Why did you start playing guitar? And did anyone influence you?
Yeah, I think in college, there was a guy that used to pull out his acoustic guitar in the house I lived in. And he was really good. But he'd pull it out, and all of a sudden, you just have a group of people hanging around him. And he played really songs that I really liked. And I thought, wow, that would be really cool if I could do that. But I wasn't really musically gifted. And after college, I lived at home with my parents for a couple of years. And I traveled a lot. So I really didn't have the time to do it. But I'd always had in the back of my mind that as soon as I moved out of the house, I would go pick up a guitar and learn how to play.
Where did you buy your first guitar?
I bought my first guitar at a music store. I didn't have a clue what I was doing or what I was looking for. Walked into a store and there was a guy that I think we had bought a trumpet from back when I was like in elementary school or middle school, and said, I want to learn to play guitar. And he basically said I should just buy the cheapest guitar possible. He probably looked at me and said, oh, you're not going to be very good. Don't spend too much money. And had me buy a really cheap acoustic guitar. And that's what I learned to play on.
How long did you take lessons?
Yeah, I took lessons. I took 3 lessons. And that's it, 3. And so when I bought this acoustic guitar, I bought a chord book. So it was just a book with just a ton of chords in it. And it showed you where to put your fingers. And so for about a year, I tried doing that, learning on my own, and that wasn't going very well. And I think I came to the realization that I really wanted an electric guitar. So at that point, I went out and I bought an amplifier and I bought an electric guitar. And I said, okay, I'm going to take some lessons. So I just, at the time, there was no online. So I think I looked in the newspaper and found a guy advertising at a music store, music lessons. And so I went to him, and on the first lesson, he said, so do you want to learn how to play, do you want to quickly learn how to play, or do you want to learn how to play right? And seeing as how at the time I was like 26 years old and incredibly mature for my age, I decided, well, of course I want to learn as quickly as possible. Who wants to know the right way? And so basically over 3 lessons, he taught me how to play power chords, which translated into a lot of the music I liked at the time, but didn't serve me very well later.
Okay, so why did you stop taking lessons?
Because at the time I thought, well, that's all I need to know. I know a lot of power chords, and I can play some of my favorite music. So Green Day is basically 3 to 4 power chords in a song, and I can play an entire album, which was Nirvana at the time, not the band Nirvana, but Happy Nirvana. But by the way, it also translates into Nirvana. So.
Okay, so how did you teach yourself afterwards when you wanted to progress?
Yeah, so I pretty much kept with that, and of course I had the chord book, and so I'd play around a lot. So I learned how to play more chords. I learned how to translate things with power chords, but ultimately over 30 years, it really didn't. At the end, it didn't translate very well. So I was very limited on what I could play. So about 2.5 years ago, I decided I'm really tired of not being able to play well, or not be able to play a lot of different kinds of music because I was very limited. So there's this great thing online called YouTube. So I discovered YouTube, and I went on, and there are just some tremendous teachers out there who have some great lessons. And I started from scratch. So I actually bought a new electric guitar, a really nice one, because I thought, like golf, right? In golf, equipment really does matter. So if you want to learn to play well, you probably should invest in a good instrument. So I bought a really nice electric guitar, and I found some things on YouTube that I liked, and I started from scratch. I learned scales, had to learn the fretboard and the notes, and really went back to the beginning.
She started snoring. I got scared. Okay. Okay. Why do you enjoy playing guitar?
Yeah, I love music, and I think there's kind of an artistic vein in the family, in the genes. Whether or not you're I'm good at all or not really doesn't matter. I think it's just really neat to be able to pick up an instrument and kind of let loose. I think in the early days after work, I'd get all I'd be all worked up, and I'd put on a computer game and just kill about 100 people on Doom or something and be set. But the reality was you're not doing anything for your brain, and I like the fact that it's artistic, and you can kind of let your emotions or your thoughts and your ideas, it can kind of come out in the guitar, and it can the music can fit your mood, so it's just a really good hobby and a good way of just relaxing.
So going off of that, how often do you practice guitar, or how often do you play?
I pick the guitar up probably every day that I'm home, probably in the 20-minute range. And most of it isn't, it's. I don't know if I call it practicing. They call it noodling. It's you pick up and you just play. It could be some song that I'm working on, or it could just be jamming, and just free forming on a fretboard.
What lessons has playing guitar taught you?
Well, I recorded myself once and I was really bad. So I think it's be humble. You're really not that good.
Here we go. Was there ever a time when you wanted to quit?
No, I don't think so. I think there were times where I was frustrated because I couldn't, because I really wasn't very good and I wasn't making progress. And so you end up in a rut where you just play the same stuff over and over again. And that's why finally I just broke down and said, all right, I have to get serious. And if I want to keep doing this and enjoy it more, I've got to go back to basics and do it the right way, as the instructor told me 27 years ago.
Who is your favorite guitarist?
Wow, there are a lot of good ones. I think Stevie Ray Vaughan and Eddie Van Halen and Eric Clapton, B.B. King. It's hard to pick. It's really hard to pick just one. Styles are different. And there's folks who are just so good in each one of the different genres.
What are your favorite songs to play, or what type of music is your favorite to play?
I think it depends on mood. So I think if I'm kind of riled up after work, I still like going back to the Green Day song, something really loud and maybe a little bit on the violent side, just to get frustrations out and just jam pretty hard and loud. But these days too, I find I really like blues. So just something kind of slow and mellow, just jam away. So it just really, the song and the music and the genre kind of depends on where I'm at emotionally at the time.
And what do you still want to learn?
Boy, there's a lot to learn because I'm still not good. So 27 years in and I'm still not all that good. Yeah, I think it's just get better. I think it's more, I started doing a finger style. So instead of using a pick, picking with your fingers, and there's still a lot of practice on that, getting better using all the fingers and different timings, getting better at blues, getting better at rock. So there's always something to learn.